This is Lissa Zeviar. She's a hearing child of deaf adults, also known by the acronym CODA. Lissa is originally from Canada, but now resides in a small apartment in Amsterdam, along with her husband and 2 boys.
I only know having deaf parents, so I don't know it any other way. That's what I always tell people. But I do realize that at a certain time you notice that sign language is quite unique. People start staring at you on the street when you're signing.
I remember being on the bus with my parents and I was signing away and people would be looking at me, but I would just sit up more straight and sign. I realized right away though that I was really proud of sign language. Like I really thought it was a cool language. And I think that's, for me, something that's different compared to some other CODAs.
Since Lissa had to interpret often for her parents and was already able to sign since she was little, she was able to make it her profession from the age of 19. However, after 9 years of interpreting, it was time for a change. Lissa wanted to found her own company, but before doing so, she wanted to see more of the world.
So I moved to the Netherlands because I fell in love with a Dutch man. I was actually in Australia for a 3-day learn how to surf camp trip, and it's one of those vacation flings that you think, okay, you meet someone, but that's it. They live all the way in Amsterdam, and I lived all the way then in San Francisco. But sure enough, we kept in contact, and I had come through Amsterdam a few times, and so I thought, well, let's see if this is really something. And so after about a few months, I moved to Amsterdam to see what life would be like in Amsterdam. Being part of the deaf community, either as a deaf person or as a CODA, I think gives you a special key into another world, because any deaf person and or CODA, I think, can pretty much go around the whole world. And if you just say, yeah, I know this deaf person, they'll let you into their house, literally. So you have friends all over the world. And it's quite unique, I find, that I can move to a whole other continent, another country, and be accepted readily because I tell them, oh yes, my parents are deaf and I know American Sign Language, and they welcome you right in.
As soon as Lissa got adjusted to life in the Netherlands, she founded Babygebaren Nederland, a company striving for optimal communication between children and caretakers by using baby signs.
So through baby signs, I introduce signing to families which otherwise would never use sign language in their life. They don't have any deaf relatives or family members. It was a hole in the market at first, and it really hit on my other goal in life, or my other passion, is that I noticed there's a great divide between the deaf and the hearing community, and I think through baby signs you can really get those two communities together in a really natural way, in a really playful way. Dus dan weet je ook van, ja, zij doet het gebaar voor het vliegtuig, maar dan zij is heel erg verbaasd. Nog een vliegtuig. En wat zo mooi hieraan is dat kinderen kunnen veel eerder 2 zinnetjes maken. It's fun to see that when I teach the first class of baby signs to a group of parents, they then come back a month later. And often parents say, yeah, my child's not signing yet, but I've noticed that I look at them differently. Because I'm waiting for that sign, or because I realize that they're actually telling me a lot, that parents realize that children are actually communicating a lot, even without the signs. My greater goal is that everyone has a chance to learn sign language. That's my big goal in life. If it's used much more in the business world and or the film industry as well, I mean, it's so handy to know signs in so different ways. If you think of a construction worker that wants to talk to his other colleague, it's so loud, they're far away, but if they just used a handful of signs, they could communicate with each other.
Since Lissa's dream is to bring the hearing and deaf closer together, she decided to share her views with the rest of the world at TEDx Amsterdam.
It was great being on TEDx, to be asked to be on a world-type podium. It's a great place where you can share the most interesting ideas that you have. And it's also really great that when I meet people and I tell them about what I'm interested in and about sign language as an interpreter and about baby signing and how I think everyone should get the chance to learn sign language, it's great that I can refer people to the TED Talk and then they can later on look for themselves. And I've even had people come back to me afterwards and write me a little note or a comment and tell me how much they enjoyed the TEDx talk. So it's been like a really great business card.
So as they say, French is the language of love, But sign language is a language of storytelling.